What's up, Bears fans, and welcome into some new Bears fans here on Chicago Bears Now. We've added a bunch of new subscribers over the past week or so coming out of the NFL Draft, 906 to be exact. So before we jump into today's show, welcome. Appreciate you guys for joining the channel. What I would encourage you guys to do now, you new subscribers especially, but even old subscribers, a lot of you guys have not turned on your notifications. After you sub, you should see a noti bell on this channel. You click it, then you select all. The default on YouTube is personalized, but once you select all, basically what that means is you will get a notification on your phone, your tablet, as soon as we publish a video or as soon as we go live. All the time I'm like, oh, I missed your last video. I'm like, well, you probably didn't turn on your notifications properly. So subscribe, turn those on. That way you never miss a video here on Chicago Bears Now. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Today's episode of Bears Now is presented by Manscaped. The Ultra Smooth package is back. We're going to tell you about it later on in the show. I can't wait for my shipment to get in the mail. Should be in tomorrow so I can use that product. 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com when you use promo code BEARS20. That is promo code BEARS20 at manscaped.com. We'll tell you about the Ultra Smooth package later on in the show. Let's start with the free agency rumor here on today's show. Could the Bears go out and sign wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders? People are talking, fan-sided threw this out there as an idea as he remains available on the open market. He's going to be 35 this season, but still a reliable vet, had a solid year last season, and I've said this for a while. I think the Bears could really benefit having a veteran receiver on this offense for Justin Fields, and just to have another weapon as a whole. Sanders is still solid. Had 15 yards per catch last year on a crowded Bills offense, 626 yards, 4 touchdowns. If you signed him and he gave you 40 to 50 catches, 6 to 750 yards, somewhere in that range, handful of touchdowns, that would be awesome, quite frankly. That would be a nice addition for this group. I think he's still a good player. He's always been a good route runner. He can play outside. He can play in the slot. You can move him around. He's good in any offense because he's just a smart football player, and I think he would be a quality piece to this group for Chicago here in 2022. You think about where he could fit in on this depth chart. At this point, I'm fully convinced Darnell Mooney is going to be your number one. Maybe Sanders is your number 2, number 3 along there with Byron, Pringle. I think Velus Jones is more of just an offensive weapon. He'll play some receiver. He'll play some running back. They'll move him around. And then, that quartet of players with Sanders in there would be solid. St. Brown, Newsome, those could be some backup guys. David Moore competing for a roster spot. I would feel a lot better if this Bears football team added one more veteran receiver, whether it's Emmanuel Sanders or somewhere else. The reason I like the idea of Sanders, one, he's a vet. He's played on a lot of teams, and he's produced everywhere he's been. 2, he's also familiar with wide receiver coach Tyke Tolbert, played under him in Denver for several years. They know each other. Tolbert knows his strengths, his weaknesses. I would like this quite a bit if Chicago brought in Emmanuel Sanders. 1 year, $4 or $5 million. Who says no? I don't. I think it would be a nice thing for Chicago. So what do you think? Should the Bears go out and sign Emmanuel Sanders? Type S for sign, type P for pass. Get your votes in down in the comment section, and let me know what you guys think. Now, speaking of receivers, the Bears have added one. They claimed Chris Finke off waivers from the Chiefs yesterday. Ryan Poles probably knows him a little bit from being in that front office last year, was a UDFA a year ago. This is a camp body at best. This is not a guy that's going to, make all the difference in the world here in 2022. But, hey, you bring another body into the mix, you never know what could happen. Now, I told you off the top of the show, the Ultra Smooth package is back. We've told you guys about the Lawnmower 4.0 for a while. So here's what you do. You grab your Lawnmower 4.0, you shave your balls area, trim that hair down nice and low, and then the Ultra Smooth package finishes the job because you put a layer of that crop exfoliator on there. It's going to smooth out your skin down there in those, not so gentle areas. It's going to make it feel gentle. The pores will open up. And then you put a layer of that crop gel on there. Cool thing about the crop gel from Manscaped, it's clear. So you can see exactly where you're shaving because you don't want to nick your you-know-what down there. That is not what you want. And then you grab the crop shaver, which comes in this bundle. It finishes the job. It's smooth, thick thick little razor down there. You're going to be good to go. What's cool about this package, $31.99 for all these products. That also includes a travel case as well and 6 replacement blades for the crop shaver. Great deal, great price, 20% off with Manscaped when you go to manscaped.com and use promo code BEARS20. Get going with the Ultra Smooth package today. All right, let's talk about Nate Herbig, a guy we talked about a couple of days ago. He was officially released late yesterday, so he's going through the waiver claims process today. So we'll know at 3 o'clock Central, 4 Eastern here in less than 2 hours by the time we publish this video if someone has claimed him off waivers. If the Bears claim him, we'll be back with another video, so stay tuned for that. If no one claims him, then I wonder if the Bears would have interest because you still need a right guard. Ian Cunningham, the assistant GM, should be very familiar with this player being in the Eagles front office over the last couple of years. Herbig's PFF numbers, we've compared these the last couple of years. Last year, almost 900 snaps, or almost 500 snaps. Year before, almost 900. Has been average to above average when he's filled in, both at right and left guard. I think he could be a starting guard in the NFL. I'm not going to say he's going to come in and be all pro, but you can't tell me that he's not a better option than Dakota Dozier or Sam Mustipher at right guard. I think he would be. I think he'd be a nice addition. He's powerful at 334 pounds. I know Poles has talked about wanting to have linemen who are a little bit lighter, can move more smoothly, but at that size, he moves pretty well, and he's pretty dominant in the run game at times as well. You can't go into week 1 with this right guard situation. You just can't do it. You got to add someone else at that spot, or you got to add a left tackle and have Larry Borom play right guard. I think you got to do one of those two things. I expect this team to sign a veteran offensive lineman somewhere. Maybe Nate Herbig's that guy. I think he'd be cheap. If you claim him, it's less than $2.5 million for this year. That's not that much money. If he clears waivers, you could probably get him for less than $2 million. So we'll see if Ryan Poles and the Bears put out a waiver claim for him, but we'll know later today if that was the case. Should the Bears sign or claim Nate Herbig? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'd like to see it because I would feel a lot better if you added an upgrade at right guard in the mix. Speaking of another free agent now, Kingsley Keke, who spent the last couple of years with the Packers. The Texans picked him up a couple months ago, but then they released him. He cleared waivers on Wednesday. I like his versatility at 6'2", 6'3", 288 pounds. He can play some edge. He can play 3-tech, which is a position that this Bears regime has talked about quite a bit, how important it is in Matt Eberflus's 4-3 scheme. Look, 6.5 sacks over the past 2 years as a primarily interior pass rusher. That's not bad. 2.5 sacks last year in only 12 games played. That's decent as well. Batted down a couple passes, forced a fumble. Listen, I'm not saying, he's some 75% snaps played type of guy. He's a plug-and-play starter, but as a rotation guy, what do you have at 3-tech behind Justin Jones right now? Not really anything, if we're being completely honest. They talk about the importance of that position all the time. If you're not going to get a Larry Ogunjobi or someone who can start and play at a high level at that position, for a primary amount of snaps, then get some rotation bodies in there. And I think Kingsley Keke could be that guy for Chicago. We'll see, like on Herbig, where he ends up landing. Now, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel today because we publish daily videos, the latest news, rumors. We go live every Tuesday as well. More coverage for you guys on a daily basis, sometimes multiple videos per day here on Bears Now. Hit that sub button. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. We will have you guys covered throughout the NFL offseason. All right, let's talk a little rookie minicamp as rookies are reporting to Hallis Hall today. We'll kind of get our first look at this draft class and the undrafted free agents over the next few days at Hallis Hall. Quick reminder of who those drafted players are. If you've been under a rock for the past week, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, your round 2 picks. Velus Jones Jr. out of Tennessee was the 3rd-round pick. Braxton Jones, one of 4 offensive linemen on day 3. You added Dominic Robinson in the 5th round, who I'm very intrigued about, to be honest. Zach Thomas, Tristan Ebner, Doug Kramer, and then J. Tyre Carter, Elijah Hicks, and punter Trenton Gill. So we will get to see these guys at Hallis Hall. They'll get going tomorrow for some workouts as well. Plus, we have some rookie numbers for the drafted guys. Kyler Gordon rocking number 6, Jaquan Brisker number 9, Velus Jones Jr. number 12. Shout out J. Tyre Carter for choosing 69 as well. Very good number. Those are the draft pick numbers right there. If you can, keep a close eye, you should be able to read those on your screen right now. And like I mentioned, minicamp starts tomorrow for these rooks. So I'm excited to see these guys out there, see these guys run around, compete. We'll see them in practice jerseys. That should be exciting for you guys as well. And hey, rookie minicamp, you get to more OTAs. We're getting to actually talk about real football a little bit here on Chicago Bears Now, so that is all very exciting. Which rookie are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below. The one who I think will have the biggest impact is either Brisker or Gordon, but I think I'm most excited and I would say intrigued about Velus Jones Jr. How does he get involved in this offense? I think that's going to be a lot of fun for all of us to find out. All right, loaded show today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at HGramNFL. We'll have you guys covered with more Bears news, rumors, and updates over there throughout the week as well. It's at HGramNFL. So long. We'll talk to you soon. If they claim Nate Herbig, we'll be back with another video later today.